10 years ago when I turned 40, I didn't really think it was that big a deal. 40, people turn 40 every day. And so yeah, I did some stuff in my 40s. Added some kids to the family, 5 of them.
I thought, how can anybody come in here and not want to help these kids out and get as many of them out of here as you can?
I was getting a massage, and the massage therapist said, "Oh, you have like the tightest shoulders that have been in my chair. It's like you carry the weight of the world on your shoulders." And he said, "What's your name again?" I said, "Leah Spring." And he said, "Oh, the Spring family."
I was driving down the road and I asked God, is this the thing to do? And he told me, go for it, Dean. You're gonna do all right. And I haven't questioned it since.
A few minutes of quiet to get breakfast ready.
That's when I had time.
Yeah.
I ended 4 kids ago.
7 bowls of cereal. An entire gallon of milk. For Leah Spring and Dean Ellingson, it's just another morning. It won't be long before the kids are up, ready to start their day. Leah's biological daughter, Angela, is the first to wander in.
Not really very workish looking.
No, you're not.
It's Friday.
Angela was born with Down syndrome, which was not learned until birth. Delivered by emergency C-section, she was not expected to live.
She was just this tiny little thing, and I'm looking at her going, she looks just like me.
She spent 6 weeks in the NICU. Growing up, she faced other medical problems. A liver malformation left her unable to filter ammonia, which led to it building up in her brain. This resulted in migraines, seizures, and eventually a coma.
She should have died during this, she should have died during that. She just keeps plugging along and like nothing's wrong. And kind of how she is with everything.
When's it my turn?
I'm a biker.
You're a biker.
Yeah, you are.
Leah and Dean met in 2003. Being a father already, Dean easily fell into the role of dad for Angela.
Right away, Leah told me that she has a daughter with special needs with Down syndrome, and I said, yeah, okay, so I don't see what would scare anybody away from that. It's not a scary thing. You can never really put it in words how wonderful that little girl really is.
When you meet a new person and you know, you kind of feel their energy level. Angela's a very high energy person. You don't know what scars there are. And she's got a lot of medical scars, and yet she just keeps going. Angela is pure joy.
Well, to work.
Off to work. On her way, she runs into her brother, Axel, getting ready for school.
Your next comic coming to the stage, please welcome Leah Spring, everybody.
Some people collect stamps and coins, and I tend to travel the world and collect children.
In 2010, Leah journeyed to Serbia to support a friend who was going through the process of adopting. What she saw in the Serbian institutions was heartbreaking.
The first thing that hits you when you walk in the door is the smell. The kids are tied up to the sides of cribs. Their diapers changed once a day.
But while in Serbia, she also saw 9-year-old Đorđe living in foster care. He had no language. His teeth were rotten. Upon returning home, Leah found herself unable to stop thinking about the little boy in Serbia.
We looked at our table and said, we have room here. Why not adopt? What are our reasons to not do it?
I never even thought about her adopting.
Talks of adopting him arose, something Dean was initially resistant to.
Angela was the only one left. We were soon going to be empty nesters.
But with time and spiritual searching, the two agreed, and Leah was back on a plane to Serbia to adopt Đorđe. Leah renamed the boy after her grandfather, and in December 2010, Axel was home.
Just to get a hug from him, because all I've been seeing was pictures on the screen. And just to get a hug from him was great.
Like Angela, Axel faced an uphill medical battle.
He was a cough or sneeze away from catastrophic injury. Who knows how he survived Serbia?
In addition to poor dental hygiene, he would need a spinal fusion, spending several months in a halo.
He didn't understand English at that point. He'd only been home a few weeks, and we're putting this neck brace on him, so now he's in a torture device with people who don't know how to talk. Hey, Axel, come here.
Hi.
Come here. Come here, I have to tell you something.
Hi.
Come here, sit down. Yeah, there's the camera. I know. I have the camera. Yeah, but Axel, come sit over here. Sit over here. Okay, yeah, because it's you that I'm filming.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Guess what?
Teacher.
Guess what? Your doctor called. Your doctor called. Doctor. Doctor, yeah. For your knee? Oh, you got shots last week. No, your doctor for your neck called. For your neck. Guess what he said? He said we can take this off for a few minutes. What? Your halo's off. Yes, but guess what? Guess what? We're going to take your brace off for a few minutes. Are you ready? Okay. We haven't had it off except for when after a bath and it gets wet, we lay down and very carefully put a new one on. Right? Okay, I'm going to take it off. Oh. Does that feel good?
Hey, buddy, where's your baby? It's Axel.
Angela fell into the role of big sister immediately.
She was head over heels to have a little brother, but she had always wanted to be a big sister.
Hello. I'm good. Yeah. Alright, bye. Ciao.
Do you want to talk to Axel?
Yeah.
Let him do it.
Hey. Come.
Hi. What's your name?
Good.
Leah and
What's your
Dean
name?
decided to use American Sign Language, as well as cued speech, to help Axel develop language.
So I started signing with him in Serbia, and by the time we came home, I had custody of him for about 2.5 weeks by the time we came home, and he had probably about 150 signs already. Once he figured out how communication works, that you make this request and your needs get met and this whole thing happens, he just exploded. Where are you going today? What are we waiting for? Are we waiting for the bus? The bus, yeah. Where are we going on the bus? Going to school. Going to school. Who is going to school? Who? Say me. I'm going to school.
In addition to enrolling him in public school, they worked hard to teach him at home.
Beautiful. Very nice. Then what? What's next? X, that's right. Nice. And then what's next? E, very good. Beautiful. And what's the last letter? What's next? L, very good. Okay, Axel. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Good job. Ooh, what's that? Turn it over. What is that? What's it say? Good.
Leo wanted cued speech integrated into his education as well.
Good boy. How do you teach a kid to read when they're not talking? How do you know what they're reading when they're not talking? You can sign it. That's great. But they can't sign that they understand that that word was a past tense word. So, and how about let's work on some speech? So that's when I said, let's try cueing with Axel. Who's that? Asher, can you cue it? Right here. No. No. This is A. No. Down here. Put your hand here. Sure. There you go. Asher. Good job. I give our school district a lot of credit because a lot of school districts will only do things that are evidence-based. There's evidence in the deaf community on how cued speech affects reading. And I said, okay, so where are my kids falling at? Nobody's ever going to do a study on Down syndrome and cued speech and reading. But how about let's give it a chance?
Dad.
In June of 2019, 8 years after he was adopted,
Axel Spring.
Axel graduated high school. Of all of the children from Serbia with Down syndrome, he is the first to ever do so.
Yes, that's right. What? Another one? Okay.
Before the first year with Axel was over, Leah was contacted that there was another boy available for adoption.
After we got Axel home and he was an easy guy, I thought, well, we can do it again. Why not? You know, God hasn't told me to stop. So I said, let's do it. Let's go get him.
After talking with Dean, she agreed to meet the boy. Once again, Leah was off to the other side of the world, this time to Belgrade, leaving Dean home to wait and wonder.
It was frustrating, maddening, you know, it was a lot of emotions going on.
What Leah found this time was a severely malnourished, heavily sedated child.
Bravo! Bravo! I get back to our hotel and I got on Skype with Dean and said, Dean, this is a 6-month-old who can walk. Hi!
7-year-old Lazar, wearing clothes for an 18-month-old, had gastrointestinal problems. Behaviors pointed to symptoms of abuse. But after brief calls and talks with Dean, they said yes on October 31st.
Good. How about for you? Good.
Angela, say good morning. Asher, say good morning.
Having the names begin with the letter A was not an intentional theme for their children, but when searching for a new name for Lazar, divine intervention stepped in.
Good job, Asher. I flipped open the Bible and it says Genesis 33:13, and Leah was happy and she named him Asher. And I looked at Dean and said, Asher, and he went, okay. So that's how Asher came to be. Asher, blow raspberry. You do it. Look. There, good job. Do it again. Very good, raspberry. Are you making funny faces back? Huh? Silly. Asher, look. Are you 8? 8. Eat. He's gonna eat. Here, get a taste of frosting. I haven't ate. I want to eat.
After bringing Asher home, the family was met with unexpected backlash.
With our first adoption, people were mostly positive. I would say mostly positive. With our second adoption, I wouldn't say that.
Questions began.
Why aren't you adopting kids in the U.S.? Why are you going over and getting all these kids? Why aren't these kids here? Who's supporting these kids? Who's doing this? Who's doing that? Why would you do that? And there wasn't any positive anywhere except for the adoption community.
Good morning, Asher.
God says take care of the orphan. He doesn't say take care of the one in your backyard.
You're like a little bird.
Yeah, you're not going to school that way. What's wrong? No, nope. Fix what's wrong. You're the one that, nope, I'm not helping.
Dad.
What? No. Thank you.
But not all adoptions come easy. Leo was once again contacted that there was another boy available. His file had never been presented to another family. Leah agreed to meet him, but wanted Dean to go with her.
I said, you know what, Dean, I think you should go with me on this trip because I just have the feeling that you're going to need to see where this kid comes from, where all these kids came from, but this one in particular, where he came from to understand what it is we're going to see down the road. Because I just have a feeling this one could be rough.
This time I went with, and I'm glad I did. I got to see the facilities that our kids came from. When they eat, then they're done, they go in their room, lock the door. Not much of a life.
The two met Bogdan and spent days working with him.
Right away he gave Dean a hug. And then he turned around and he went to hug me. And just as I was going to reach my arms around him, he leaned down and he bit me on the leg. And before he could blink, I had him in a basket hold and told him no in Serbian and just held him for a second. And he was like, what just happened?
They were attacked. They were forced to put him in holds.
This kid is a handful. He paced, he threw things, he's aggressive, he's destructive.
Leah and Dean saw the challenge he would be, but knew they had to get him out of the institution.
This is the reality of adopting out of an institution, that some kids have spent so long in an institution that they can't function outside of the institution.
Oh, chocolate is fine. You want the chocolate?
We do see flashes of Abel being a typical 15-year-old boy, but he can't function like that. We just get flashes, that's it.
We were in Serbia, and I just got up in the morning and I was sitting there having coffee. He didn't have a shirt on, and he just come out from having a bath or a shower. He didn't have a shirt on. I said, Abel, come here, buddy. So he came to me and I hugged him and he hugged me. He didn't let go. Since then, I probably have had 8 or 10 hugs since, which isn't very many. Not what I'm used to, not what I like. But hey, I'll take them when I can get them.
Life at home with Abel has been difficult. He has targeted other kids in the house, and in 2017, he spent 3 months in crisis care.
Abel lives to make things exciting, and Abel's way of making things exciting are with fear or destruction. I mean, we're 6 years in, and it's still really rough. But we keep plugging along. We keep doing everything we could possibly do for him.
Are you eating? Are you eating or watching the show?
There isn't a day that goes by that I don't go, okay, God, how do I get that to turn around and use that intelligence that he has for good things? Cereals tomorrow. My first impression was the tongue. Audrey had this giant tongue that could go everywhere. What do you think, pretty girl, huh?
After years of asking if any girls were available for adoption, Leah was contacted about Juliana.
Hi, pretty girl.
She was in really pretty bad condition. She weighed 16 pounds at 9 years old. She'd been confined to a crib, so the only thing she knew how to do was play with the bedding.
Another trip to Serbia. Another adoption. Juliana, renamed Audrey, was already part of the family.
Hello, everybody. Today, I'd like to introduce the newest member of our family, Juliana Audrey Spring. And we're so glad to have her in our family, and we can't wait. Just a few days, we'll be home, and she can meet everybody else at home. She does her own thing. The rest of the rules of the world don't really apply to her. I love you.
Audrey's just a little sweetheart. She's carefree, doesn't have a care in the world. You think so?
Audrey doesn't sleep, really. She's up a lot at night, and she doesn't see a problem with that. Audrey, say, ba, 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 ba. You do it. Yeah, ba, ba, ba. Thank you for helping her, Abel. She's just started really communicating just recently, quite a bit, signing. Before she would point or just do things. Now she's signing.
Say, Daddy.
No, Mama.
Mama, no, Daddy.
Oh, not looking at you. Not gonna look at you.
Hey, it's Daddy. Say it.
Mama.
Oh, Daddy. Come on.
Mama.
No. Of all the kids, she is probably the one that's most attached to me.
Audrey is a princess in tomboy clothes.
What should we do with it? Do you want braids or a pony?
I don't understand how a kid can come out of the conditions that she was in and still be a girly girl.
Your turn.
So we were just going to make a date of it, drop the kids off at school. We're going to go get this mammogram done, go get some coffee. And it didn't go that way.
But what should have been a time to celebrate Audrey's homecoming, the family was dealt a blow.
I said to the radiologist, okay, you see this all the time. You see this every day. What do you expect this to see? And I said, give me a number. And she said, well, I like to be honest with my patients. And she said, I'm going to say, I am 99% sure this is going to show that you have cancer. And I lost it.
I watched you fall from grace.
2 days after returning home from Serbia, Leah was diagnosed with breast cancer.
This can't possibly be happening. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Why is this happening? And I was instantly mad at God because I'm doing what you told me to do. So why are you allowing this to happen? What's the purpose of this?
Treatment would consist of chemotherapy and several surgeries. Fortunately, the cancer had not spread to the lymph nodes.
Poor Dean. Just sat on the floor with me in the lobby and held me.
You smile.
Along with the diagnosis came the challenge of telling the kids, unsure if they would understand. Angela would be the first to find out.
I didn't want to tell her I'm not going to die because I didn't know that answer. So I said, you know what, I'm taking medicine. I'm going to take medicine and it's going to make me really sick, but that's not going to kill me. The medicine is not going to kill me. And she went, okay. And she turned the radio back on. So that was it. She was done with that.
Although not grasping the concept completely, Axel knew something was wrong. He immediately stepped into the role of caregiver.
When I was very sick from chemo, he would always come, Mom, want water? Mom, a blanket? And he would cover me up and he'd bring me water and he'd rub my head. And, oh, he was just so sweet.
The other kids don't understand. They may never.
Say good morning. Say good morning.
Maxime came to the family a different way. He had been adopted and was living in Kansas, but his adopted caregivers found themselves unable to raise him.
Look at this. Open.
Once again, the family was on the road, this time domestically. But the adoption did not come without complications. While the process began in Kansas, the judge there said it needed to be completed in Minnesota.
Okay, come on.
In an effort to raise the money needed to complete the adoption, Leah started a run for Amos.
And I need you to cheer me up. Come on. Help me out here and help me get another $1,000 by Monday. Can we do that? Help me out. Help Amos out. Let's get him his forever family, okay? Thanks, guys.
Through her efforts, she was able to raise $2,500. After everything was finalized, Amos was adopted in November 2017. His behaviors resembled that of a toddler, a trait Leah and Dean worked quickly to dissuade.
He came to us as a 10-year-old who was like a 6-month-old baby. I mean, he was doing nothing. He wasn't feeding himself. He was being carried everywhere. And we said, you know, in my world, 10-year-olds who walk.
You're hauled and you're not walking? No, you're going to be walking, son. And we're not feeding you. Here's the spoon. Eat yourself.
Although he's come a long way, there are occasional regressions.
Amos, keep going.
Hanging a towel, a task learned years ago. On this night, it takes 40 minutes.
Amos, hurry up. Go downstairs. And, Amos, your shirt's backwards.
was pretty much like an infant when we got him. He wasn't really walking, still in a diaper, you know, so it was almost like getting an infant.
Go, go, go. Run, run, run. Hurry, fast.
The last child is off. The morning routine that began at 5:30 comes to an end.
I want a cheeseburger with tomatoes and onions and pickles.
In January 2018, the family took in Roman.
Very personable young man.
Born in the Ukraine and adopted in Texas, the family is providing foster care to offer more opportunities and a better education.
He loves school here. He's made a lot of new friends. He does stuff with friends outside of school. He's discovered he's a really good athlete. He's playing softball and soccer and floor hockey and track, Special Olympics track. He's a really good runner.
And Roman, it seems, is flourishing.
This is what I made at school today. This is before and after.
Cool. And how did you make it?
With nails, wood, and yarn.
And yarn? Very cool. Yes. And how long did it take you?
2 days.
2 days. Wow. It's very nice. It's very pretty.
Thank you.
Despite being a good fit, there are no plans to formally adopt him at this time.
So I'm walking, we're plowing through Sam's Club, and I turn around to do a head count. I went in with 7 and now I had 9. And I looked at these 2 little girls, I said, who the hell are you? Are you the field trip lady? You came with our daycare, are you the field trip lady? No, I'm not, and get the hell out of my cart. Go away.
The realities of adopting are not always pleasant.
When we adopt a new child from the facilities, they're going to give you a naked child. So you come with clothes, they put the clothes on them and they hand you this kid, and you can't get them to your hotel fast enough to give them a bath. And it takes weeks for that smell to go away because it's in their pores, it's in their being. And it takes a long time of diet and hydration to wash that smell away.
The struggle of wondering if the child will fit into the family.
All of our adopted kids went through a phase of feeling like the annoying neighbor kid. That's the kid who comes over, hangs out with your kids, and they have little habits that drive you crazy, and you can't wait for them to go home. Except the adopted kids don't go home. They're here to stay.
I'll get you some socks in a second, okay?
Love doesn't always come easy.
All of these kids were strangers. You go to get a stranger off the street, bring that person into your house and expect that you're going to fall in love with them every time. It's not going to happen.
What color is that? What color is that?
I would say I'm not in love with every kid who we've adopted. You don't have to fall in love with a total stranger. Just take care of them. And most of the time, that love will come as a byproduct of all of that. But it doesn't always.
As for Leah and Dean, they never questioned their decision.
Mom has to take a bite of every one.
Uh-oh.
You're sharing with Mom. Oh, Audrey's gonna be the worst one. Audrey goes straight to the shower when we get in the door. Oh my God, here goes. Whoa.
Audrey.
It's all in your lap there. Yeah.
I have a big vehicle. I have a 12-passenger van, and it's like a tank. Okay? And there's a bumper sticker on the back that says I escaped. Because if I can get out of my house without any kids, I have no problem getting out of Target with one item. Piece of cake.
Up on the sidewalk, Audrey.
The family goes out for dinner to celebrate Abel's birthday.
Who's hungry?
I am.
Asher's hungry. He's the first one. Okay, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's not always easy to get a table for 9.
Axel, can you hand those out, please?
Yeah.
What are you eating? What is that? Oh, the macaroni and cheese. Abel, what do you want to drink? Pop. What kind of pop do you want? Ice pop. Do you want 7-Up or Sprite? Good pop. Yeah. Show me banana. You do it. Asher, you want French fries or applesauce? Which one? Applesauce.
Mom.
Asher, what did you do today? No, look at me. At school today, what did you do?
Yeah, I look like that means a couple.
Angela, let's try not to mix the knife colors, okay? Okay. Go ahead and shake it.
Because you want to like put it tomorrow.
You gotta put frosting on first, Asher.
Gentle with the cookies. You're gonna have to eat that one, Amos. Eat that one. Nice, Asher. That's sprinkles. First, the frosting. What color do you want? There's white, yellow, green, or red. I just couldn't deal anymore with that. Okay, everybody do one more cookie and then we're done. What do we have in the freezer?
Pork.
We have pork,
Nights are quiet.
or there's chicken.
Chicken.
We've had a lot of chicken.
Leah and Dean plan for the next day.
Chicken and gravy.
Going on tomorrow.
Oh, Axel has the dentist appointment at 1 o'clock. Oh, darn it. So you have to do buses in the afternoon. Hey, what are you doing? I need you to come and get your medicine.
Guess what?
What?
And imagine that's good.
What? You TV addict. Come and get your medicine. Come get your medicine. You want water or what do you want?
Water.
Hey Siri, tomorrow morning remind me to cancel Adel's appointment.
The kids take their medicine, then it's off to bed.
Your bus comes early. Get your clothes out for tomorrow and you need to pack your lunch.
Me?
Yes? You.
Oh.
Who else would I be talking to? What are you packing for tomorrow?
What?
What are you packing for tomorrow?
I don't know.
Yeah, leftover pizza.
You want to
Yeah.
Angela, Go get your pajamas on.
No, I didn't.
Amos, where you at? We lose Amos all the time. Amos, bedtime! You need your medicine? Okay, hang on. Let's get Amos first. You ready for bed?
Yeah.
You need a hug? Okay. Good night. Hey, you ran hard tonight, didn't you? You ran fast. This is the way we rub your head, rub your head, rub your head. This is the way we rub your head on a Thursday night. Are you stressed?
Daily.
You have never yet gotten up before my alarm goes off.
Not this week.
Here's Jeff. Jeff was not there today. Good night.
Yourself?
Here's the stalling now. Good night.
Yes.
Good night. Good night, Mom. Want a kiss on your cheek? Which one? Right there? Love you. Good night. I'll never say I'm done because I don't know what God has planned. I will never say I'm done.
My mom always said I was going to be a preacher. And I tell her that I'm just doing it in a different way.
I feel like we're just doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're not doing anything extraordinary. It's just what we're supposed to do.
Just to know that they're not confined to a room or in a crib, and they're free.
I have Dean, I have my kids, we have a nice life, and it is full of joy every single day.